Well done to all my beautiful Irish citizens and patriots that today spoiled their vote in the Irish presidential election 2025. Of course, this was because the Irish presidential election this year, and pretty much every year in the last decade or 2 or 3 decades, has been a complete and utter disaster. Of course, we have an open borders, corrupt government here in Ireland that once again is being pushed in the presidential election. Not only was Michael D. Higgins a left-wing communist Marxist, the 3 candidates that we have here today, Catherine Connolly, Jim Gavin, and Heather Humphreys, were also all left-leaning, so there was no right-leaning candidate on the ballot. I myself personally, guys, I just voted about 10 minutes ago. I just came in the house right there. I left it kind of late, but it was kind of funny. I have a little bit of a story. When I went to go cast my ballot, okay, I went into the voting centre. It's our local community centre here. It's in the west of Ireland, of course. And your one said to me, this is kind of an old one. I said, here's my ID. And she said, okay, perfect. I don't need that. But here's your, I'm not sure why they didn't need my ID, but I gave her my ballot paper. Of course, she knew that was me then. But I showed her my ballot, so I suppose she didn't have to know. But cross-check who is actually coming to vote for you. She probably should have checked, but she didn't check my ID, first and foremost. Secondly, when I asked, can I use her pen? She said, no, you can't use your pen. It's in the voting booth over there. I said, oh, okay. And there wasn't, it was only a pencil. So I actually had to run around and get a pen from another voting booth because I don't want them sneaky buggers scribbling out my vote and then putting their own vote in. And thirdly, just as she left me the voting card, she said, you're not allowed to write anything else on this. You're only allowed to write 1, 2, and 3 here. And I looked at her and I said, okay, no problem, with a nice wink. They knew well, guys, I was going to be writing Maria Steen and Xing off all the stupid idiots that were on the paper, guys, because they're all terrible. It seemed like it wasn't super busy. It seemed like there wasn't a huge turnout. I'm not sure. I've seen some reports to say that it actually wasn't that big of a turnout. So we're going to see the numbers tomorrow. But I truly believe that we've made waves this year with that Spoil Your Vote campaign. So much love to Declan Ganley, Eileen Mullally, and all these different people from Dublin and all over the country that pushed the Spoil Your Vote campaign. Today, I have a very special video for you all. I have at least 20 people showing what they have written, what they have wrote down on their ballots. Okay, their voting ballots. For everyone that's not from Ireland, these are the ballots that you basically have to sign. Let's get on to the ballots, the hilarious ballots that we have today. First one here, guys, it says, no, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
Like the meme, right? No, 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 no. And of course, the beautiful poetic art piece that we have next to each of their names is a middle finger to each of them. That's a classic, guys. Starting off kind of easy right there. Now, the reason I'm not showing you my one as well, I just put an X and I just wrote Maria Steen. I was lame. Okay, I was lame. The next one says, the whole history of Ireland is a record of betrayals by the politicians and statesmen. I love that one. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. I love it, with a big middle finger to the flippin' government. This one is a personal favorite of mine. It says, eat my ass, traitors. It says, our ancestors didn't fight and die to make Ireland a third world shithole. I agree. I have to respectfully agree. Number 1, Maria Steen. Maria Steen's getting a lot of love today. We gotta show some love to Maria Steen. Beautiful lady, looks like a supermodel. Of course, all the left-wing losers, the communists and Marxists, these obese Marxists with the nose rings and the purple hair and green hair, these ogres, they hate a good-looking woman. Of course, the husband looks like James Bond. They hate the Steens. They hate Maria Steen and the husband because, God forbid, we have someone that actually looks good in the presidential seat, you know, God forbid. The next one says, when this is the best Ireland has to offer, you know it's selected, not elected. Perfectly well said. It is selected, not elected. We have more flavours of Pop-Tarts in Tesco in Galway than there were candidates, lads. I think there's 4 flavours, and there's only 3 flavours here. And all the flavours here are left-wing communist Marxists. So this one, obviously very explicit. It says, Maria Steen at the top. Much love to Maria Steen once again. A child was sexually assaulted in City West 2025. A child sexually assaulted in Merchants Quay Shopping Centre 2024. Illegals aren't welcome. Aisling went for a run. That one was absolutely perfect, guys. Of course, very serious right there. Children getting sexually assaulted all over the shop in Dublin, and it's getting worse every year. This one says, hashtag spoil my vote, not my president. I love it. Hashtag Aisling Murphy. Of course, she was killed because of the lack of basically lack of self-defense that people are allowed to have in this country. All the criminals have knives and guns and all, everything. And the citizens of Ireland, we're not allowed to protect ourselves or able to protect ourselves in any way. Hashtag innocent 10-year-old. Of course, that was a 10-year-old that just got sexually assaulted at the City West Hotel in Dublin recently. Hashtag where are all the children missing in state care? Next one says, President Trump, please save our country. Maria Steen, number 1. I agree. Of course, I don't agree with everything Trump says. I think a lot of the stuff that he does is not great, but most of the stuff that he's doing, killing off this left-wing woke culture war, this woke mind virus, is amazing. So yeah, it would be great to see some help from the Americans to save our country. The beautiful country that most Americans come from, that most Americans, their ancestors are from here. This one says, plain and simple, a simple message. She was only 10. She was only 10 years old, guys. Disgusting. Disgusting. This one says the same thing. She was only 10 years old. This one says, spoil the vote, hashtag spoil the vote, hashtag Ireland for the Irish, of course. Connor, Nick, Maria. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Any 3 of those would have been good candidates to have for the right. Would have been more fair. It says traitors, Ashing Murphy, open borders, climate hoax. I just love it. What's that say? Gra, much love or something. Okay. With a little Irish flag at the bottom. She was only 10. And Maria Steen, hashtag Maria Steen. Yeah, of course, everybody talking about the City West, disgusting sexual assault that took place recently. I mean, if you're Irish and you're not pissed off about that, you're really a traitor to this nation. Like, if you don't care about that 10-year-old girl that was sexually assaulted, you're a freak and you don't care about Ireland. I mean, plain and simple. And the left have now tried to actually manipulate it and try to swing the message, the mainstream media as well, to say that she was vulnerable and she kind of deserved it almost. Like, she was running around, she wasn't able to be handled by the carers, and she basically did it herself. She was a victim of her own circumstances. That's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to turn that message. Okay, I got another personal favorite. It says Nick Delahanty, number 2, Maria Steen, number 1. I love that. Catherine Commie. I love that, guys. Communist person with the hammer and sickle next to her name in the ballot box. Jim Gavin Penis Man with a little mustache on him, and of course a veiny penis as well in in the ballot box. And then this one says Heather Humphreys, Orange Order, with a northern kind of loving person. Pretty funny right there. This one says Ireland belongs to the Irish. Commie terror. I can't even say that. Commie. Okay, Catherine Connolly. Jim Gavin shagged an 18-year-old. That's gas. I think he's like 60, right? Heather Humphreys, old Brit. That's kind of funny as well. She was only 10, Maria Steen, and then obviously X'd out everybody else. This one was basically what I just did, because I'm lame, lads. I just did spoiled vote. I wrote Maria Steen and X'd it out. It was actually pretty enjoyable X'ing it out, to be honest. Who else found pleasure in doing that? This one says, this is not democracy, this is communism, spoiled vote. Absolutely, I absolutely agree. Resign Harris, resign Martin. This election is a farce. Maria Steen, number 1. Wait, did I miss out on one back there where somebody wrote up the top something? Please tell me I didn't. Oh, hold up. I don't think I did. Okay, yeah, no. I don't think I did. Oh, yeah, it says here, presidential fiasco. I love that. That's perfect. It's not just a presidential election. It was a presidential fiasco. This one says, democracy, my bollocks. I always say that, lads. We just stop your bollocks. Catherine Connolly loves immigrants more than her own Irish. Yeah, it's 100% true, guys. These people just love everyone more than their own people. It's ridiculous. Jim Gavin, he'd F anything, including the Irish. Basically calling Jim Gavin a sleazebag, right? Then we got Heather Humphreys, dirty orange loving dog. That's pretty funny, to be honest. Maria Steen, number 2. Nick Delahanty, number 1. Nick Delahanty coming in number 1 in this ballot. Nick Delahanty coming in number 1 with this ballot, guys. That's pretty strong, lads. Pretty strong. Okay, this guy put in some work on his ballot. It says traitors, hashtag the wild geese are coming. I love that. So the wild geese is obviously a sort of collaboration between all the biggest people from abroad, the Irish patriots from abroad. You have, of course, Captain Kieran Kelly, salute to him, James Conway, all these different people coming together to form their own sort of party to push back against this left woke government that we have. Hashtag Enoch for president, or Enoch Burke. Hashtag Mehole is a mongrel, dissolve the doll. Hashtag remigration, hashtag Irish for the Ireland for the Irish, Ireland for the Irish, Ireland for the Irish. Hashtag Maria Steen, number 1, hashtag resign Harris, Hashtag resign Martin. Hashtag F the WEF. Absolutely. F the communists. I love that. Perfectly well said, guys. Couldn't have said it better myself, lads. This one says no support for a sham nomination process. Repeal the GRA now. Resign Harris, resign Martin. Adult human female, I should say. Referendum 2024, hashtag no. Presidential election 2025, no. Hashtag not my president. Perfect, I love it, guys, I love it. So overall, absolutely amazing to see everybody spoiling their vote, voting for Maria Steen, Nicola Hunty. It's great to see people pushing back against this woke left-wing Marxist government that we have. I mean, everybody in the government of this country is a tyrannical, open borders, state that we have in. This is the state that we live in now. Hopefully somebody from the outside comes in to help us, or we can help ourselves. Hopefully that's the biggest option that we have, because nobody's coming to save us, guys. We have to save ourselves. Come together. That's the one message I want to always say, guys. Come together. Don't be hating on people because they're just on the right, but you don't like them. Oh, he slept with my sister 15 years ago. It doesn't matter, guys. Put all your differences aside if you're on the right. Do not be hating on people on the right. Don't be slapping journalists. Don't be hating on people that are pushing the movement. Love everyone that's on this side. I don't care who gets elected into power on our side on the right, as long as it's somebody from our side, okay? I hate the left, so the left have to go, all right? That's all. That's my message. One last little thing as well that came out this morning from the Irish Independent. This is from Friday, 24th of October. It says, how the City West riots unfolded with tensions fueled by social media posts. Very interesting, guys. This is obviously a ruse. This is a government plot, a ploy by the government to basically get rid of our internet and to censor the internet. Okay, they want to shut down X. They want to shut down all these social media websites, because if they don't, then basically they're going to lose power. I mean, the government is gone. It's like, I give the Irish government another few years, 2 years. Everyone's waking up now. We're voting in new people. Their regime of this communist government is over. It's over, guys. And we're going to take over by voting in a new government, and a more right-wing conservative government. So be aware that the government is trying to actively shut down social media. It's terrible. It's tyrannical. I hate to see the internet going anywhere, and hopefully it doesn't go anywhere, because if it does, there will be war. Like, if they try and take down X or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or social media, war is there's gonna be hell to pay, guys. Let me know your thoughts if you want to support me so I can help support you. Push back against the woke mainstream media and the Irish government. Hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today for just €3 per month. I love you all, like I said, and I'll see you all in the next one. Congrats to everybody voting not my president. Peace.